Time to get some entertainment news. Joining me now, Lottie Hulme, who's a senior reporter at The Sun. Good morning.
Good morning, David. How are you?
Yeah, good. Happy Christmas to you.
Happy Christmas. I love the background. Very festive.
Yes, although I can't understand why it's snowing in the living room, but apart from that, I agree, very festive. Now,
over the fireplace.
Well, I was told to get out of my Christmas waistcoats, but don't worry, they're coming back in the next couple of days. Shall we start with Kat Deeley? She signed a deal.
She has Kat's new Deeley, as we say. So Kat Deeley has signed a bumper new deal to continue co-hosting ITV's show this morning. So if you're a fan of Kat and Ben, it's great news. So The Sun understands that Kat's going to be getting around.
So Ben, we're talking about Ben Shepherd there, I assume, are we?
Ben Shepherd, yeah, yes. Ben Shepherd will also be joining Kat. So Kat signed a new deal. She'll be joining for another 12 months from March until spring of 2026. The Sun understands she's getting around £600,000 for this. And co-presenter Ben Shepherd will also be joining her as well. Obviously, this comes after the wake of Philip Schofield's messy departure last year. And Kat and Ben seem to be, everyone seems to really like them on the show. So, someone's told The Sun that Kat was brought in alongside Ben to steady the ship, and that she's done just that. Ratings obviously were a little bit tricky at the beginning, but that daily drama's finally ended. When they joined, their debut was watched by around 1 million viewers. And now there's an average of around 486,000 people watching. So, they're still attracting huge audiences.
Wow, 486,000. Going back into my when I started in television, that would be a terrible audience.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The show, so prime time would get 7 to 8 million back in the day. A daytime show would be certainly over 1 million.
Yeah, well, that's when they started. It was 1 million. So obviously you can see that it's dropped. Hopefully, they must be doing something right, though.
Well, they must be. I know Ben. I don't know Kat at all, but obviously that pairing does work. Shall we? This is a good one. So, Christmas songs. There are some good ones, and the one that you're going to talk about is also my favourite.
Do you know what? I was thinking, I'm going to ask David what his favourite Christmas song is. I've never heard anyone say that this is their favourite song.
Tell us what it is.
So, Leona Lewis's festive hit, One More Sleep, it's been named the UK's most played modern Christmas song. Yeah. So, according to data, this hit has now accumulated the equivalent of 14 weeks of continuous airplay on radio and television since it was released in 2013. It feels like yesterday that this song was released, but 2013 is when it first got released.
I'm amazed by that.
Amazed, isn't it? And Leona Lewis, who's the singer of the song, shot to fame on the X Factor in 2006. Wow. The song has made its way back into the top 40 every year since 2018. So this hit was streamed 1,015,463,031 times on Spotify, which means she's raked in £323,296.49.
I'm in the wrong game. I need to release I need to release a Christmas single.
Please do. But that's the backdrop. That would look great.
I agree, totally. Now, that One More Sleep, I really like it. I also like Ed Sheeran and Elton John's one.
Oh, I know. That's a brilliant one. I think that came out quite recently. And obviously this year, Wham's Last Christmas was crowned UK's Christmas #1 for a second year running. That's my favourite Christmas song. I love that.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. It beats all of them for me.
Fair enough. Now, let's move on to Outnumbered. This is the BBC show. It's been going for some considerable time. How did it do at Christmas?
It didn't do as well as they thought it was going to do. And I have to be completely honest with you, David. I did tune in at one point and I had to turn it off. And I'm a huge Outnumbered fan, so it kind of broke my heart. But the ratings dip obviously followed a record-breaking viewing figure of 12.5 million for Gavin and Stacey, the finale this day. So, maybe there was a bit of a struggle there. Also, people aren't all tuning in sometimes over Christmas. They'll watch things on catch-up. But it kind of garnered, I think, 3.6 million. It garnered 3.6 million views in comparison to 4.4 million, which was the Christmas special back in 2016. I think what it was is a bit of a depressing storyline. Pete, played by comedian Hugh Dennis, was left to break the news to his 3 children that he had prostate cancer. They were in a new house, and some people were commenting on the acting. It just didn't have that same outnumbered magic.
Well, I mean, but that's hardly cheery, festive cheer, is it?
I know, exactly. I was hoping for a bit of, how it used to be. It's obviously, the kids are older now. It's not that same ad-libbing. It's not the same childish humour that there was, which I think was the magic of Outnumbered. But it's a tricky one, isn't it? I think with the kids grown up and a depressing storyline, it just wasn't the Christmas spirit that we all needed. But it was, it had its moments that were good.
Do you know what? I didn't watch any television over Christmas at all. Well, I only had 2 days, but I mean, we were just eating.
What about Gavin and Stacey?
Didn't see it. Have no interest.
Same. I'm just not a fan. I can't believe I've met a non-fan. I mean, yeah.
2 non-fans. I mean, I just don't. I mean, everyone keeps talking about it. I've never seen it, so I can't really comment.
No, I know. I don't really get it. I did watch it, and I was glad to see that the final that everyone wanted happen. But yeah.
Okay, good. Lottie, let's just pause for a moment. That's Lottie Hulme there, senior reporter at The Sun. We'll continue with the entertainment news after this break. We're right in the middle of this. Now, Homes Under the Hammer. This is a staple of, I think, BBC One's daytime schedule, presented by Martin Roberts, who's been doing it for quite a long time now. He had a bit of a shock. Oh, we've lost your sound.
Am I back?
Oh, you're back.
I'm back. But this story, David, is quite the story. So as you said, TV star and property expert Martin Roberts has revealed the horrifying moment that the Homes Under the Hammer team found a dead body lying on the bed. So he said that they went upstairs and it was one of the producers came down ashen-faced, declaring that he'd found a dead body in the bed. They all stood around wondering what to do, and then the dead body started snoring.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a really good story then.
It's quite a strange story. So he's recently spoken about this. He said they went into the house and it kind of felt like it was lived in, probably because it was. And he said that, the producer ran down, was very, very scared about the dead body they'd found. They said this wasn't on the risk assessment. But he said that what had actually happened was a family had kind of moved house and left Grandad there. So in the interview, he said that the house had been sold and Grandad had woken up only to be,
Hang on a minute. How do you leave Grandad in a house?
I mean, this are Martin words, not mine. He said that they kind of moved not too far away. So after a cup of tea and a chat and calming him down, they managed to reconnect him with his family.
I jolly well hope so. Also, the idea it's not on the health and safety form, dead body upstairs. I mean, it's highly unlikely.
That is true, but what a story, eh?
OK, let's move on to the #1 programme on Netflix.
I know you said you didn't tune into Christmas TV, but one thing I did watch was a little bit of Squid Game, and it's been such an amazing...
What is it?
Squid Game is, it's quite a gruesome. It's basically what it says on the box. It's all these contestants play various different games, and they're in it for a humongous cash prize. But sadly, as they go along, everyone that dies makes the pot of money go up. So you're all going to die unless you win the fund. So the first series of Squid Game was humongous. It did so well around the world. The second series is just aired on Netflix, and there's one thing on Netflix that is beating it. So more Brits, this says a lot about us, watched a video of a log fire on Netflix as opposed to the big budget second series of Squid Game. So this is a 60-minute film of crackling birchwood that has topped the streaming service list of the UK's most watched programmes on Boxing Day. So South Korean Squid Game didn't have a chance because we were all tuning into it.
I totally get it. If you're in a flat, where you can't have a log fire and you put that on and then you feel right in the spirit.
Do you know what? I do it, so who am I to say?
You do that?
I love it. I put it on, yeah, so I'm part of this. Brilliant.
That's fair. I'm being told there's what? There's a Bridgerton one as well, apparently. That you can. Yeah, so there's something else you can do today, Lottie.
Nice. Well, that'll be going on as soon as I finish it.
Very good, very good. Now, should we talk about the Fox dynasty? Let's talk about Emilia Fox.
This is amazing. So imagine being proposed to every single day. That is what 50-year-old actress Emilia Fox has said. She is with her boyfriend, Jonathan Stadlen. They've been together since 2021. And she said that he's so keen to wed. He will sometimes pop the question as soon as they wake up in the morning and then every day. She's spoken about this in an interview. She said, Jonathan asked me to marry him every day. We're not officially married. Just saying we love each other every day has been enough for us in this moment. And it's felt very romantic because there's that choice every day to say, yes, I want to marry you today. But I just find it fascinating because she said he'll ask her in all sorts of different places every day at different times, sometimes when they wake up, sometimes over lunch, sometimes on bed. I mean, it's brilliant.
Poor bloke. How many times do you have to ask?
She's really keeping him on his toes or on his bended knee.
Well, very, very much so. And finally, can we talk about Nick Knowles? He obviously has presented a number of programmes, including DIY, SOS and so on. He had an injury, didn't he, in Strictly?
He did. He had a couple of injuries, one of which was, during his time on Strictly, changing a tyre, which is very unlucky, and then one during rehearsals of Strictly. And he's had such a time of it. Obviously, he left the show quite early because of his injuries. But he's now shared a video of a healthcare professional helping him up the stairs on crutches. But poor Nick's essentially having to learn to walk again. He's got bandaged up. He's had some huge operations. And he said in a big update to his followers, he said, it wasn't on my letter to Santa for 2 major operations, one to reattach my bicep and a second to build a new ACL and mend 2 tears on the meniscus. But he's really hoping that by the beginning of February, he might be able to start walking again, ready for DIY SOS. It's so unlucky, but injuries do happen on Strictly. I think it's when you sign up, it's a risk.
Well, it is a risk, and I think we forget that actually what they're asked to do is incredibly difficult and so quickly. And of course, it's true sportsmanship, isn't it? So you are likely to get horrific injuries if you fall badly.
Totally. I think people forget that it is a massive life skill to learn to dance, and it takes huge commitment. And sadly for Nick, it just really, really wasn't his time. It was really tough for him.
Talking of dancing, what are you doing for New Year's Eve?
Oh, do you know what? I'm just going to I'm a mum now, so I can't
I know
really
you are.
to do, I've got a 1-year-old, so we're just going to go to a little pub down the road and then probably be back before midnight. But have a nice dinner and things like that. What about you?
I'm going to bed because I'm doing breakfast for New Year's Day, so that's very exciting. So I'm going to bed. I don't think I can even really celebrate the New Year until the day, which means that I would be drinking at work, which obviously is not appropriate.
Not recommend.
Not recommend. Certainly not when the boss is watching. Lottie, I wish you a very happy New Year, happy Christmas.
New Year.
Lottie Hulme there, senior reporter at The Sun.